I'm over here.
No, you ain't trying to get ready for work. Look at him. This is a sad case, y'all. He getting his stuff. Look at that. Sad case. As a father.
Okay, Jeremy, what is the conversation you want to have?
We good.
Yeah, and your baby in the room.
What is the conversation you want to have?
We good. Give me my phone, bro. Don't
What is the conversation you want to have?
What the conversation?
Get out my
He
phone.
said, what's the conversation?
Don't touch me. I'll call the police over here. Don't do that. Touch me.
He said, what's the conversation y'all want to have?
Get on me.
What's the conversation you want to have?
Oh, I'm finna send that. Don't get she touch me, dude.
Ain't nobody touching you.
I'm gonna send my cousin over here. Do not touch me,
Don't
bro.
call nobody over here.
Oh, baby. Tell your daughter to keep her hands on
What
me.
is the
Tell your
conversation?
daughter to keep her hands on me.
You don't want to slap me. You don't want to slap me. Hit me now. Hit me now.
Keep your hands on me.
What's up, man? I'm still asking what is the conversation.
Oh man, that's what I'm finna do. I'm finna get out. I ain't really trying to argue at all. I'm just trying to get my...
No, you want to go tell your family about this, about that. You want to do this.
I'm trying to leave from over here and pee, man. I ain't trying to argue at all.
Ain't nobody...
I'm going to take my car key off.
Them my keys.
Stop. What is the conversation?
It was important for me to show you the opening segments of this Facebook Live, this tragic Facebook Live, in which a man ultimately was deleted by his abusive baby mama. Okay, I'll put it that way. I think they were actually married. Okay, so his abusive wife deleted him on Facebook Live or whatnot, right? And the reason I want to show you I showed you those opening moments of it, is because I wanted you to see her looking into her phone, the camera on her phone, and running her hands through her fake hair, repeatedly. She's like, I don't know, she's ready for her 15 minutes of fame. She keeps looking into the camera while she's harassing this man and running her hands through her hair, okay? Through her fake hair. Just staring into it and shit, And, I have something to say about this, okay? I've made a video about it before, but, it just, something didn't sit right with me and shit. Maybe I didn't go hard in the paint. Sometimes you have to be careful on the platform because they're looking for a reason to take away our voice as men, okay? And I don't care about anybody else's fucking feelings about it. But, these people are from Mississippi, okay? This woman is a Mississippi's black female, okay? You can hear the thick, uneducated accent in her fucking voice and shit. And I've been having to stick up, my nether regions for a minute and shit ever since this other retarded looking female that looked like Grover from Sesame Street was talking about how she only submits to her slave master, and she's in Mississippi, and she had made a number of videos, one of which I responded to in the past and whatnot. Another content creator said that female, was right in what she said, and I just posited to tell that gentleman and shit, wherever the fuck he is, that he should marry her, okay? But that guy erroneously claims to be some sort of passport bro, and he's in my fucking age group, saying that an uneducated hillbilly is right about something, okay? So I unsubscribed for that fuck, obviously. But with this clip, I just want to tell you something, man. You guys down south, man, y'all better keep your fucking head on the swivel and shit. Don't let these women get on your bumper, control your seat. Put a fucking condom on this shit, okay? Don't have to just spell it out for you. Put a condom on or don't fuck. Or go in the back door or something. I don't know what to tell you. Don't make kids with this shit, okay? This is what I call the dregs of humanity and shit. This is a cannon fodder female and shit. She's not worth shit. Someone's going to get her pregnant if you don't. Okay? Don't get her pregnant. She's not worth shit. You can't teach a woman like this a goddamn thing and shit because she's grown up in fucking ignorance and been miseducated and shit. And that's generational miseducation and shit. Not to mention the the dynamics of our own ethnic group here in the colonies and shit. The generational misandry, the negging, the gaslighting and shit goes hand in hand with her insane amount of ignorance, where she almost needs to be classified as a disabled person. She should have to get on the short bus to go to Walmart. Okay? But I wanted to show you these opening fucking clips because, in our community, they don't talk about the abuse that we experience as men. They don't talk about it enough. There's no real true metric for that type of abuse, which is considerable and shit. We grew up with generational PTSD, okay? And we learn to take it, become the walking wounded. And I don't think it's fair. All right, so, I made this video, whatnot. I'm going to continue, and I'm going to continue from a point at which she has already deleted, her husband, simply because he wanted to leave the abusive situation. He wanted to get out of the house and shit. I don't have no doubt that he was going to take care of his children and shit, and give her a divorce or whatever. But she was so toxic that she couldn't even allow him to leave the house without getting her pound of flesh and shit. And another reason that I'm putting this up is because I've seen a lot of women online trying to rationalize her behavior. Her behavior, deleting her husband in front of their small children. And her mother was present too, egging things on and shit. Okay, I'll talk about her enough. Anyway, let's get to this. I want you to hear, you're not going to see anything, but you're going to hear her talking to her children. In case you didn't pick that up, the last thing you heard was the woman telling her children that their father was dead, okay? All right? You can scroll back or something and you can hear it again. All right? She told her kids that their daddy was dead after she had just finished deleting him. All right? What kind of being would be capable of doing that? Talking to her own children that she gave birth to after deleting their father, while they were in the house, while they were present, okay? It's messed up. Her shitty mother was present. And I want to say that her mother's to blame and shit, but I want to say that it's generational and whatnot. The mother of the mother, is responsible, and so on and so forth and whatnot. This has been a problem down there in the South for a minute and shit. A lot of the overachievers and the academic people, they have very strict religious, background, a nuclear family, you know. I know my parents are from the pre-civil rights South, okay, and they were paragons of virtue and accomplishment and achievement and shit. What came later was, well, what can I say and shit, it was all part of the plan and shit, okay? And what you're seeing today in 2023 with these basic, I hesitate to even refer to this woman as a female and shit. This creature is the end result of the destruction of the nuclear family. Okay, and what it means not to have a steady hand in the house. Okay, I want to talk about her sense of entitlement and everything. She's a murderer. She's a she's a monster. To do that and then tell her kids what she told them. She didn't care about nothing but herself and getting her 15 minutes of fame. You saw how she just kept looking into the camera and rubbing her fake hair and shit, and getting ready for her, you know, for her call sign and shit. Like she in a fucking green room or something. But it's her life. You give these ignorant people access to this technology, and this is what you get. You get to see the ugly side of society and shit. Okay, it's disgusting. I hope, part of me hopes that, the government will ban TikTok in some form or another. All right, it's not going to stop, people down there, miseducated people for generations, people engaged in, fucked up behaviors, people that are the descendants of other people who were too scared to leave, during the pre-civil rights era and shit. It's not going to change the situation. You know, they're going to be fucked up, but we get to see it on display, and it muddies the water. All right, it muddies the water of us as an ethnic group, as a people and shit, to see this kind of behavior and have it rug swept because it's a black man. All right, this shit is just going to be rug swept. Yeah, she's probably going to go to jail. What's that going to solve? The children are already destroyed. That's a future that's destroyed and shit. This man's future. The children are our future. They're our greatest treasure and whatnot. That's why I go hard in the paint like I do and shit, because ultimately I believe in the restoration of the nuclear family on a spiritual level and shit. Okay, men and women need to come together organically and shit. It's not a deal. It's not something you can just work out like a contract and shit. It's something that's a part of your soul and shit. When you come together and make these babies and shit, we've had these dregs of humanity, procreating like recklessly for decades now. And this is the end result. You get to see one of their foot soldiers and shit. She's not worth a goddamn thing and shit. I can't go further and shit. I'm not trying to pick up that second copyright. I mean, that second content, page strike. My page is on probation and shit. Maybe perhaps you'll see this on my new page. And if you are, I would like you would, I'd like you to, hit the like button and shit, maybe subscribe and whatnot. I need to rebuild my subscriber count. Okay. And, I'm not counting on any, my other, subscribers from my actual page to show up and shit. And I appreciate the ones that have, but we have to think about the future and whatnot. And now to that end and shit, I posit that this woman is useless. Okay. She is a waste of space. Every bit of her, every cell, every molecule is a waste of fucking space and shit. That's all I can really say and shit. I want to send ain't nothing I can tell the brother, he's gone already. But I'd like to say rest in power and shit. And I hope that his children have some hope in the future after experiencing this tragedy.
This message has been paid for by the Dusties. Yes, the niggas you love to hate.